All right, family and friends, we right back at it again. As Three Course Catering, we Chef Dennis. We have our lovely guest, Tanique Graves. She's out here with us again, blessing us with her presence. We got a good topic today, guys, ladies and gents. Oh, it's real good. It's a real good one. Why do women keep the baby knowing that the man is a no good man and he's not going to be around? So let's speak
Mhm.
about that. All right, Tani, how you feel about that? And just before you answer this, and yes, I just gotta say I'm against abortion. So yes, but I want inquiring minds want to know. You know what I'm saying? I do know how I answer these things, but so we gonna let Tani start us off, and we gonna take it from there. Let's go, Tani.
Well, nothing doesn't happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. If you make a baby, it was meant to be. And for a woman, of course, it's always going to be on the woman. Men, they don't have to do much, but get it on out there and in that right direction. And then the woman is the one that has to be stuck. That's just it. So for a woman, you know, emotions come. For a woman, we are like our first child or another child or a child is growing inside of us. And that is emotional. And there are women out there who get to a point where they just can't imagine themselves doing anything but raising their own. And it's easy for someone looking on the outside to say what they should do, but that individual woman is going to know what she should do in her own circumstances. Everybody's circumstances are different, and there are a lot of women that don't want to go through getting rid of their own child, having a child first, or even the abortion part where the option could be there. Women don't really want to go through that because there's a child inside of them. There is someone that could look like them and do things that they used to do when they were young, type of thing. There's so much when it comes to a human being being in a child in a womb. So it's easy for a man to be like, get rid of the baby. We ain't having it. But for women, it's not that easy.
So let me ask you something. So who's more responsible, the man or the woman?
The woman.
So
I'm surprised you even asked that question, really. I thought you would
she
have known.
she's the more responsible. She's supposed to be the more responsible person, right?
Oh, so you mean responsible as in not getting pregnant? Is that what you mean?
Of course. I mean, yeah. Who's more responsible? You got two. You got two adults, and it take a man to make a child
I,
too, right?
I
So
understand that
who's
part.
more responsible?
I,
Who's
I,
held more? All right,
I think it's the man. Think about it.
the
Y'all
man.
know when the time, hear me out. You know when the time is about to happen where possibly a child could be born, and only a man knows that, not the
Huh?
woman. It's called, you know, when you're about to have that orgasm, right? For a man. Only the man knows when that can happen. So he can say, let me stop, and take care of somewhere else, not to get the woman pregnant. So I put it on the man.
Hmm. Well, so what about just not having sex? You ever thought about that?
Yeah, yeah, but that's not, I don't really see that much anymore. It's unfortunate to say, there
So,
are those,
so
they're there.
the response falls. You said it falls on the man, but the woman is the one who, is the one who opened the legs, and the man. You first, you got to be invited,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And
So
the
if you're not
invitation.
invited, the invitation is not there. You can't blame it on the man.
Okay, two consensual adults. and they are in the passions of love, that, you know, who's responsible doesn't really come up in mind at the time during. But I think the man is the one that knows when that time is about to happen, that could be like, oh, let me stop. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying not to be vulgar. I'm trying.
Everybody that's listening, we know what you talk about.
Okay.
It's all adults
So
here, so we know.
right. So a
But
man could be the one responsible first. That's what I say it as. Now, if you're not trying to have sex, that's different. You know, if you are an adult that doesn't want to have sex, that's totally different. Then y'all have to do other things to not, go into that sexual part of life. But we're talking about people that are having sex and they know that that is a possibility. Now, let's say that the man assumes that this woman is on some type of protection. That could be something, And if you're having sex and you've never really talked about it, then, maybe your priorities are not really straight in life and what you want to do. So then there's the, oh, well, I'm taking a risk, right? Because priorities weren't for you to ask the question of finding out what was really going on with this woman or the man. Honestly, the man has more responsibility. I'm just gonna put it like that because I said the the takeout motion can be done and only the man knows. So what do you think?
the takeout motion.
'Cause that's what I called it. I'm trying not to be vulgar.
Let- so my thing is this: neither party is thinking about the consequences that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? It falls on both parties because there's a possibility that you can have a baby and you're not ready to have a child. You know what I'm saying? Don't say just pull out when you're ready. Accidents happen. You're in the moment, heat of the moment. Then there you go. You got consequence that comes with your actions. For every action, there's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So the reaction to having sex is a baby, a possible baby. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, not only just a possible having a baby, you don't know what the next person who they've been sleeping with, and if they have any STDs or nothing like that. Nobody's thinking about those consequences like that. They just like, oh man, this girl is beautiful, or this guy he's sexy, he look good, and next thing you know, boom. So that's why the topic of today is why do that's what I say women keep the child, you know, knowing that those are the consequences. You know what I mean? Yeah, he looked good, but guess what? Do he have a good job? Has he been on his job long? You know what I'm saying? Do he still live home with his moms, or do he have his own place? Do he got things going for himself? So even if that was a possible, option, that the person that you messing around with is a good person. Doesn't mean that they got to be a good father or whatever. They're a good person. So then there's a possibility that you can have a child with that person and live together and raise a child together. These people don't look like that. They just say, you know what, he looked good, she looked good, and don't think about the consequence. Don't think about bringing this child in this world with now you got you're supposed to have a two-parent home. Now you got one parent raising the child. You when you do stuff like that, it gives a child a disadvantage. Whether people want to accept it or believe it or not, it does because we are supposed to have two parents in the home. But when you decide to just have sex and you're not married and say, you know what, I don't forget this. He looked good. It's only a one night stand. One night stands turn out to be a disaster. Not, doesn't mean that it's the woman's fault, the man's fault. It's just that's who you chose.
Right.
You chose that individual knowing that this person ain't good. He's not a good father. He don't support well. You know what I mean? Not a supportive father or a supportive man. You know, so these are the things that people don't look at. The consequences that come with that. You know what I'm saying? It's important to have mom and dad. When a child don't know, oh, I came in the world with just one parent. They know mommy and daddy. They know that's what they know. That's what they grow up to. Where's daddy? Where's mommy? That's what they know, and they grow up to those, that behavior, that standard, or and that's how if they grow like that, when they get their own relationship, when they get their own house, they'll have a wife, dog, picket fence, all that good stuff. It's possible. It's the
Yeah.
choices that we make. You know what I'm saying? The decisions that you make, the choices. Yeah.
But some people don't care.
Ah, there you
Some
go.
Yeah, some people
Yeah.
do not care about that, don't even put that in consideration or in their forefront of the mind. Like, they just want to go and have a connection, and that, I think that's what makes the world turn, because some people don't want to be like everybody doing the two-parent home thing, and they have to do it on their own because they need to learn certain, values or principles in their own life. And to have
Hmm.
a child sometimes may be the way that they can learn how to be a better person, or a parent, or a sister, or whatever, just a better person. So I know what you're saying. I truly understand it. But there's that other side of life where you have people that don't think like you, that don't act like you, and we have, dysfunction in the way people are raised, and how, you know, mothers and fathers are taking care of their children, because maybe they didn't care, and now, like you said, the consequences. You have consequences for the actions of, you know, we're not gonna I don't like saying keeping the child, but in a way, yes, bringing a child into the life with, that doesn't have both parents together. There's people in the world that, have to go through that for a reason. And it, like I say, it just doesn't make sense. But that's kind of like, looking at life in general. We people, our values are messed up. Our beliefs are messed up too, but do we value our human beings and bringing people in the world to have both a mother and father anymore? No. Today, now we can have two women in the house. Now, today, you can have two men in the house raising children. We're living in a different type of world.
And when you speak on that, what they do, what are they doing? Perception, their perception on their life from their lens, how they feel like that's how their life is. So, it's okay to live a life according to what they think is good, right? But
Yes.
at the end of the day, I don't, I don't care how you fix it. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you do. You always gonna have two parents, and not the same sex. You're gonna have a mother and a father. Whether you if the woman go to the clinic and get the sperm, it don't make a difference. That sperm came from a man.
Right. Right. And that's what it takes. It takes a woman and a man to make a child. That's basically
That's
it.
it. And
Yeah.
when you got two of the same sex in the house raising a child, they're not going to tell them that. This mommy, this daddy. That's it. You got
Right.
two mommies. You got two daddies. That's it. But the reality is that they came from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's unfair. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has different circumstances and different views how they want to do it and how they want to run their household. That's how they want to run their household. You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
But let's not forget though, the reality of it is having, a mother and a father. Period. You know what I'm saying? Um
Yeah. It's always good to have a mother and father, but there are some people, take for instance, there could have been a mother and father from the beginning, but unfortunately, a mother or the father died or something like that, and so they're left alone. There's always going to be, though. I say always as if, like, I know it for truth, but I do believe it, that I believe spirit God brings a mother father figure into life for an individual that doesn't have it, and it's only going to be accepted if they want it. You know what I mean? So it's like what you're not given sometimes could be given to you by someone else. An uncle, a grandmother, a grandfather, a friend, a godfather, who could fill in the shoe, or take the place of the absent parent that wasn't in that child's life. But of course, it all depends on the acceptance of that. But because I truly believe God provides, He will provide what you need. But I do agree with you, mother and father for a child is very important. But the way this world is, and I hate to say it, it just feels like the mother father figure in life is just, it's